Welcome to Volume 5 of Welcome to episode 18.
Let's get on with the video! Attention! AP exams are coming up next week. Be sure to look on College Board to see what time your exams are. Go get that 5!
Feeling a little blue? Well, we got you.
Here's Mr. Sharp with some pirate positivity.
Hi guys, I've talked a lot about gratitude over the course of these pirate positivity sessions, or if you've ever, at any point had me in class, you've probably heard me mention it, especially in Pursuit of Happiness. But I wanted to focus on a different aspect of it today, and that is basically like realizing what our human nature is and trying to make sure that it doesn't cause more problems than it solves for us. And that is, human nature is that we're built to get used to things. And this applies in good and in bad situations. There's a technical term for it called hedonic adaptation. But the idea is that if something really bad happens to us, we think there's no way we could possibly overcome it, and that it's just gonna ruin our lives forever, but it doesn't. And we don't see that in the beginning, but we get over it, even while we're not realizing that we're getting over it. But by the same token, when great things happen to us, and when these wonderful people come into our lives, or have always been in our lives, and they treat us really well, and they shower us with love and affection and kindness, we get used to that in the same way that we get used to the new car that was amazing the first day we got it, and now it's just a car. And the college that we got into that was the most spectacular thing, and that in a year or two will just be the place you call home and the place that causes a lot of stress. So what I want you to try to focus on is not getting so used to the people especially that treat you really well. Whether it's just general acts of kindness, whether they are people who do things for you on a daily basis, even if they're not like personally in your life, but they're like quote unquote professionally in your life, like people that you deal with in your job or people that you interact with at school or whatever. Anybody who treats you with kindness and they do it consistently, we have to work our hardest to not take advantage of those people and not become just basically like numb to the gratitude that we should feel for them every single day. And you have to be very active about it. You can't just say, oh yeah, like I'll make sure not to take advantage of them. Because as soon as you stop thinking about it, our human nature is to just take it for granted. And as we all know, like at a certain point, we take things for granted, we take people for granted, and then at a certain point we're like, oh wow, I wish I wouldn't have done that. Whether that's because something horrible happens, or because literally like friendships, romantic relationships, whatever, fall apart because both sides or one side stops putting the effort in that they used to and stops being as grateful as they used to be. So I know this isn't necessarily something you always hear when we talk about gratitude. We just say, oh, just express your gratitude for a person. But then it's like we just think like, okay, like we checked the box off and now we're good. And it's something we always have to maintain. We always have to think about it. We always have to be intentional about it, because if we don't, then we're at the risk of our relationships, which are the most important things that we have in this life. We're at the risk of them eroding over time. And that's not gonna be good for anybody. So I challenge you, I encourage you to try and be intentional about not taking advantage of the people and the things that you're grateful for, and to just make sure that you don't get used to it, because as soon as we get used to it, then we just treat it like it'll always be there, and it won't be. So with all that being said, I hope you guys are doing outstandingly, and see you again soon. Take care.
And here are your sports updates. The boys Riverview baseball team beat Airport 5-4 this past Wednesday. Great work.
Girls tennis won against GR this past week. Leah Murch took first for singles at the Woodhaven Quad Tournament. Girls play Trenton tonight.
The girls Riverview softball team beat Grozeal in a Mercy. Their next game is May 5th against Jefferson.
Follow our Twitter and our Instagram for updates when new videos are posted.
MNN
Signing off!